Transformers Revenge of the Fallen was directed by Michael Bay, and this film came out June 2009. I was 10 years old when I saw this movie. Yeah, I was 10 years old when I saw this movie in theaters. I remember one time my mom took me to see the first movie in 2007, and she took me to see this one, Revenge of the Fallen, in theaters, and I actually enjoyed it. You know, yeah, so that's all. So in this movie, Sam finds the slither of the cube, which came from the first movie. He finds it in his jacket. He finds it in his jacket, and he touched it, and he's getting all these Cybertronian symbols in his head. He's going insane, and it leads him to an ancient path where it finds the matrix of leadership, and he brings Megan Fox, John Turturro, and his roommate Leo, and the Autobots, Bumblebee, Skids and Mudflap, and he brings Wheelie. And yep, that's it. And they gotta stop the Fallen, by the way. Everybody, yeah. From putting revenge on planet Earth. So, do I hate this movie? No. I don't. It's because of the first movie everybody got along with the first movie, didn't even know it was gonna be too bad. And this is why this movie got worse than the first movie. You know why? I'll tell you why. Does this look like Revenge of the Fallen? Not really. Not exactly. We don't really see the Fallen a lot in this movie, which is weird. I think this movie, I have a problem with this movie. My only issues with this movie, this does not look like Revenge of the Fallen. It's because the Fallen doesn't even have a revenge in this movie. You call this a Revenge of the Fallen? No, it doesn't look like Revenge of the Fallen. Whenever Michael Bay directs a Transformers movie, like Dark of the Moon, which it doesn't look like Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, which it doesn't look like Age of Extinction, which I don't know what's going on with Age of Extinction. The Last Night, which I completely a little bit understandable about The Last Night, which I can understand sending me the message about who's the Last Night. So that was the questions where fans are asking who is the Last Night in Transformers: The Last Night before Transformers: The Last Night came out in theaters. I think fans, including myself, I did ask the question, who is the Last Night? And we did guess after the movie came out, and that person was Kate Yeager. I think he was the Last Night. I don't know. Revenge of the Fallen is worse than the first movie. You know why? This movie's full of annoying characters. This movie makes you want to slap yourself across the face. Excuse me. We get Sam's mother who eats a marijuana brownie. We get Leo, his roommate from college, who embarks on this adventure with Sam and the rest of his friends, and he screams the entire time like he's an idiotic person, and like he's addicted to ecstasy or something like that. And of course we get Skids and Mudflap, who's recently racist the entire film, is because in the beginning of the movie they were transformed into an ice cream truck whenever the ice cream truck separates separates in half, like rips in half, then they transform into robot modes. And they get separate cars though. Skids is green, and Mudflap is like a red, orange, beige color, some sort. Well, not really a beige. I take that back though. But I didn't like this movie. I like this movie. I just didn't understand why this movie didn't really send. I don't think this movie did send us any messages about what's going on with Revenge of the Fallen, because it doesn't look like Revenge of the Fallen. Because they said, like they said in the teaser movie, like when in the movie poster, like in the teaser movie poster and in the teaser trailer, it says Revenge is coming, and it doesn't look like Revenge. This doesn't look like a revenge movie for the Fallen, and I'm like, what is going on? This does not look like a Revenge of the Fallen movie for Transformers fans. I mean, this movie is full of annoying characters, like I talked about. Skidmore Flap is racist. Leo from college. Like, there's a scene where Leo comes out. Leo was in the museum. Like, there's a museum. There's a scene in the museum where Leo comes out the freaking boys' bathroom with his underwear and pants down, talking about, "Hey, yo, papa, bad news, bro. Ran out of toilet paper. You got any on your way, sir?" And there are a bunch of security guards everywhere. Well, there were some security guards just like, seriously? "Hey, sir, I suggest you get in there or get back in there. The museum is closed. Listen, man, I understand this is really too important. Thumper dump. I gotta go." And that's what happened. And we got John Turturro dressing up like a freaking pilot. Wow. And they had tasers. John Turturro tasered one of the security guards. Leo did the same thing, and he tasered himself. And like they was like doing that, and I'm like, what happened? What? I said, see, that was just stupid. It's because, but what Michael Bay is doing right now, Michael Bay is panning the camera at Megan Fox's body, changing, like getting out of her black clothes, like getting her out of her like black clothes, and she's wearing her really cool, her really beautiful white dress, holding purple flowers in her hand. Wow, that was just weird. So Megan Fox is really good. Shia LaBeouf. Sorry, Shia LaBeouf is really good in this movie, but he screams a lot in this movie. Then the first movie he didn't scream that well. He didn't really scream. His scream was like not worst a little bit, but it was a little bit worse. His scream in this movie is a lot worse than the first movie. He just screams like I don't get it. Why are you screaming? What are you 9 years old? I like Shia LaBeouf. I don't blame him for being in the movie. He has to do it. He has to scream. It's part of his script. Who wrote the script for him anyway? Question is, well, the answer is I don't know. Oh my god. Megan Fox is really good in this movie as well. She's really good. Sam gives a little bit of heart with this movie, and his parents are annoying. His mother, like Sam's mother, is recently crying, like fake crying. Little baby booties, and then she's talking about I'm gonna miss, and talking about you can't go. Yeah, yeah. Sam has moved on. He moved to campus, moved to a really cool college, and his roommate Leo. Some of his roommates are, Leo's roommates are really annoying in this movie. Like when Leo puts up these calendars, be like, kitten calendars. Then, like, I'm like, why? You have kitten calendars in your whatever you call this place, and two of Leo's friends are the guys are really annoying. They're really annoying in this movie because one of them be like watching a video about talking about the Transformers battling video going on, and he's just like, yeah, I saw this firing thing and it came down and I don't know what he was talking about. And what Leo just said was really gross. Don't be sucking the sack, bro. What sack? And the other dude's like, the ball sack. I'm like, y'all didn't. I said, okay, y'all just going too far. They're going way too far. They have gone way too far. Like, it's really gross. This movie has gone way too far because of why. I just don't understand why this movie has the same exact story, the same exact plot from the first movie. This movie a little bit copied from the first movie, and like the other Transformers movies, we get the military subplots. I was so sick of the military subplots. You know why? Because that wasn't part of the cartoon. We didn't really get any military subplots in the Transformers cartoon. In Bumblebee, we did. The military subplot in Bumblebee was actually much better than the other Michael Bay Transformers movies because because Michael Bay gives really bad military subplots the entire movie. Like all the movies, he gives really bad military subplots. And with Age of Extinction, I feel like Age of Extinction does not look like Age of Extinction does not. I don't know if Age of Extinction has military subplots, but I feel like it has like FBI subplots going on, like Transformers killers, something like that going on. I don't know. I haven't watched Age of Extinction in a while, that's all. It's been a minute. And of course, we get Wheelie, one of my favorite Transformers characters, who's basically a Decepticon. And he transforms into some kind of remote control toy car, which doesn't, which I don't understand why. He's a little Transformer. Well, he is a little Transformer, but he's a Decepticon, and he looks like a little bit like Johnny Five or Wally at first. Because the way he looks, as with the head sculpt, the way he looks, it looks a little bit like Wally a lot more than Johnny Five from Short Circuit. And he said when he was like, "What you looking at? You slap a puss," to Megan Fox's dog. And Rainn Wilson's really bad in this. Who else? Rainn Wilson is bad in this movie as well. I felt bad for Rainn Wilson. I liked him in The Office. I still love The Office. That was one of my favorite TV shows. He was really good in The Office. He was really good in The Last Mimsy. The Last Mimsy, one of my favorite movies that came out in 2007. He's really terrible in this movie because they kind of copy off of the Indiana Jones movies where we get the classroom scene where he's teaching students, and he's flirting around. He's just flirting around with the female students, the female college students for no apparent reason because the female students look at him like, look at him. He got the nicest body and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. And then he eats an apple, he's just like, space, time, eats the apple, gravity, drops it on the floor, and gives it to one of the female students. Thank you. And he says, finish that for me. And I'm like, why? And recently, Sam has gone insane in the movie because he's getting these Cybertronian visuals in his head that's just making him go like that, like he's having a seizure. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? Are you having a seizure moment? Do I have to call 911? Or do I have to call 911? Like call an ambulance? Is something going on with you? And he's just doing that, he's just like writing these Cybertronian symbols. And also we get a Bad Boys 2 movie poster and a Cloverfield movie poster. He writes on the Bad Boys movie poster and rips one of the movie posters off the wall like that. And I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. And Isabel Lucas, or Isabella Lucas, whatever her name is. I'm going to say Isabel Lucas. Isabel Lucas is really, really sexual in this movie. She's too sexual the entire movie. She's just too much in this movie. I also think Isabel Lucas. I like Isabel Lucas as an actress. I liked her in the reboot of Red Dawn that came out a few years ago. She was really bad in this movie. She wasn't giving a lot of credit. And also, she's a sexual harassment female character. Her character Alice is like a sexual harassment to Sam. Like there's a scene when she sits on Sam's lap at the party. At the party. Well, she meets Sam, and this was after Sam just gone writing Cybertronian symbols on a cake, or a birthday cake at first. I don't know. And then she was like, "You must be Sam, right? Yeah, I want to dance." And then she sits on Sam's lap. And she's on Sam. She just follows Sam around. I'm like, why? Why are you following Sam around? And I just don't understand why she's following Sam. Maybe I was like, all you had to say is, I have a girlfriend. That's all you had to say. But you didn't say anything. And there's the worst scene. I hated the most part of the movie is when she started when she put Sam on the bed and then she gets on Sam and some Cybertronian thing just came out of Isabella Lucas's butt I'm just like, what happened? I'm like, and guess what? Sam got caught cheating. I said, awkward. And Isabella Lucas turns into a cyber, and her tongue just came out very long, and it was Cybertronian. I think she was she turned into a Cybertronian cyborg or some sort, and she transforms. Sam was screaming, and she transformed into a Cybertron, some kind of Cybertronian cyborg, and she runs after Sam, and I'm like, oh my God, Michael Bay, what have you done? For a human character turning into a Cybertronian robot, or Cybertronian cyborg or whatever you call it, it's really creepy. It'll probably freak out Transformers fans. Like say if that like say Studio Series made that as say Hasbro say we're gonna call this Transformers Studio Series Plus, and they put Alice and transformed her into like the same the turn her like transform her into a robot like she did in the movie, and that was the creepiest scene that kids will probably freak out and get creeped out by. And the entire action sequences, like my favorite scene is the forest battle. The forest battle scene is one of the best scenes between Optimus Prime, Megatron, Grinder, and Starscream, while Sam is just running around, while Sam's running away from the Decepticons, because cons are after him, because the Fallen wants Optimus destroyed. So this one part I hated was Megatron killing Optimus. Megatron killed Optimus Prime was the worst scene I hated, and it made me upset. I feel bad for Prime. And also, we get Mr. Galloway, by the way. Let's talk about Mr. Galloway. Mr. Galloway is terrible in this freaking movie. I can't stand him anymore. He was terrible. He grabs a piece of paper like, you will take orders from me now. I'm sorry, Colonel Lennox, but you're gonna take orders from me. And then, when Colonel Lennox like, we take orders from General Morshowers. Well, I will give commands to you. I have some information like right here on this paper. That's really annoying. And he slaps the paper on Colonel Lennox's chest. And I'm like, you know how stupid that is? Yeah, I couldn't even stand Mr. Galloway Mr. Galloway in this movie. I couldn't even stand him the entire movie. He was so annoying. And yes, we get Jetfire in the movie. He's recently like an old man. He's a Decepticon. And I just don't understand why they designed him as an old Decepticon, as an old man of a Decepticon, which is weird. And he's supposed to be an Autobot. Well, when Sam, like in real life, Sam injured his hand during the production, but Michael Bay wrote that down. And the final battle took place in Ancient Egypt, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Everybody did fine in this movie. I just didn't like Isabel Lucas in this movie being a sexual harassment female character in this movie, which she's too much. Her character was really, really unacceptable. John Turturro is really bad because we saw his butt, and we saw him wearing some kind of, I don't know what he was wearing, and I'm like, are you wearing an adult diaper? What are you wearing? Bad, bad, bad movie. Now, I'll still watch this movie. I love this movie. I still love the movie. It's just that Michael Bay makes the same exact production. His productions are good, but what I like about the movies, they can be fun. Most of these movies can be fun, exciting, okay. Sometimes they can be bad, worse, good, fine, okay, maybe. But I was concerned of why he just makes the same exact story like he did with the first movie. I was so accused of Michael Bay's movies, and it's really 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 starting to just pop in my head, makes me get a headache. Because most of these Transformers movies will give you headaches, except for Bumblebee. Bumblebee will give you the greatest. Bumblebee, the movie, will give you the best. Bumblebee, I think. What I was gonna say. Bumblebee will give you the best 1980s style that gives you really good information of what happened in Bumblebee's past. Just like in the first movie, we saw him in a Chevy 1967 Camaro or something like that. But I felt bad for Revenge of the Fallen of some sort. And I think this is all I gotta say. I can't believe Michael Bay just makes the same exact stories over and over and over and over and over again. But Revenge of the Fallen is what it is. But I will review Dark of the Moon probably like next month, hopefully, or this month. I will think about what I should do. I'll try to review Dark of the Moon probably next month, and review Age of Extinction the month after next month. Hopefully, I will give it a try. So that's all I gotta say about this movie review for Revenge of the Fallen. I know all of you seen it. All of you seen it. That was it. So I seen it. We all seen it. Both Transformers fans seen it. So that's all I gotta say about this movie review. So be sure to like, subscribe, press notification button, follow me on Instagram, comment down below, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.